My Creative Chronic Life, and today I am back with my mid-year check-in. Even though we are now in the month of September, I've had a lot of things going on, and I just wanted to check in and let you know how I was doing, or if I've changed anything or added anything to my system. As of course, these are my planners. I do have a full setup of pretty much every single one of these, or I've shared a plan with me or a little chat about it, or when I unboxed it. So I'll leave them a link for you in the description box, or you can just check out my playlist, which should be my 2025 planners. So I hope you have all been well. It's been a while since I've even done a plan with me in any of these planners, I should say, all these three. And that's mainly because I think the last time was maybe January, February, something like that. My husband unfortunately was diagnosed with cancer at the beginning of this year. It was a little bit of a whirlwind and we were kind of blindsided by it, but he's now at the other end of it. He's not fully in remission. He's still having procedures and operations and things like that. So a lot of my planning time was taken away with just visiting to and from hospital and then care, and just generally just making the most of our time together. So I've not really had the opportunity to really plan. If I have planned, it's been off of camera. And then of course for myself, I've been feeling under the weather with my autoimmune conditions, but also I got diagnosed with a new condition which was again something difficult and I'm going to need treatment for. And so I'm in the process of looking into the treatment and being booked in, which should take a few more weeks. I thought whilst I'm waiting, I would film this video and then share it when I was able to share it. So we are currently on the 1st of September 2025, and it is a Monday, which is absolutely lovely. And the fact that it's a new week, a fresh month, and it's the 1st just gives me all the feels. I have been trying to spend some time organizing. I recently purchased some large A3 monthly calendars from Park Hill Paper Co, which I shared an unboxing and how I decided to use that, just because the appointments are excessive and the things I've got going on and my brain can't all take all of the information in. So I wanted something visible as well as in my planners, because I'm not using them as much, unfortunately. So what I thought I'll do is I thought I would start with my Hobonichi. Now I will link all the videos of where I've got things from. At the moment my mind's pretty blank, can't quite remember where I got this from, but if I do remember I will write it in. So as you know, I had this pretty simple setup. The pen holder was from the same place. I think it was from Inspired Stories Co. That's right, yeah, over on Etsy, and I still love it. It's not that I don't love it or I'm not enjoying it. I think it's still super pretty and I love the way I set it all up. The only thing that I found was that I don't gravitate to using it as much as I would like. And I think mainly because I feel overwhelmed by it, because of course we've got our monthly sections. So you can see I've decorated some months and then I've not decorated the others. I haven't done August yet, which is fine. But just in general, I found that I was overwhelmed at the fact that the months are at the beginning, then you've got your daily sections, your weekly sections, and then you've got your daily sections. That's fine. I was overwhelmed just by having to mark everything down, and then I'd have to flip and then to decorate as well. And I know it's not a necessity for me to have to decorate, but I think I enjoy decorating so much, and I've come from being a memory planner, and memory planning for me, I had so much fun doing that, but I just wanted to use what I had at home and not be so invested in the here and the now, what's available and what am I going to be planning next week, and rather than enjoying it. So this is why I went ahead with the Hobonichi. This was a last minute second-hand purchase. I purchased it off a Facebook group of D-Stash Facebook group, and I do love it, but I found that when I'm busy, or for example like this year has just gone by and I've barely used it. I mean, of course, like we've got February, I haven't used it. We've then got let me just open. March, again, just wrote a few little things. April, I didn't print at all. May, little things. And I will say that I'm not disappointed in myself. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. Oh, you're not using it, you know, you spent this much money, it's waste of time. But then I realized, look, for me to find my own planner slash ecosystem, as you know, the planner community is now calling it, I have to go through this trial and error of using something and seeing if I really like or dislike it. Now I do like it, I'm just overwhelmed by it. So how do I get into a routine and a habit? That's something I need to still figure out, but we are here. And then, for example, like we've got some sections that I've completed in the daily sections and some that I haven't. I also found them really overwhelming to constantly have something filled in, especially because how can I explain, being sick, being unwell means that my days are never the same. No 2 days are the same. And then also, you know, in general, if I have things that I need to do, I don't necessarily write them down. And I thought this would replace my memory planning, but it hasn't replaced it as much. So again, that's something that I feel kind of guilty about, or did feel guilty about, until I decided not to worry about it no more. And then you can see here, like I fill some items and I have blank spaces. I'm not quite sure what to do with these blank spaces. And then I decided to just write things in, hoping that that would be better. But you can see, like, I had oral surgery here, and then the weeks have gone by and nothing has been put in place. And then I restarted again in June, I think it was. And you can see I've taken the time out to decorate and film off of camera. But again, something that I haven't carried on in the month of August. And then if we go to these sections here, I loved this setup and I loved how nice it looked. But then at the same time, you can see I haven't filled in half as much as I wanted to. And even from here at the beginning, I don't think I've even filled out the gold section. Did I? Not sure, can't remember, I've gone now. So in that aspect, I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing moving forward. Will I purchase? Will I not purchase? That's something that I am really going to have to think about again. So this is 1 week in July. I think this was the last time I planned, and I like just using like simple pen and like a little stencil. So maybe I'm thinking we've got a couple of months left, so now we're in the month of September. So we've got September, October, November, December, 4 months to really figure out if this is something that I want to continue on. Will I then repurchase? And I know everybody goes absolutely crazy about buying in September because September the 1st is the new Hobonichi release, but not me. I haven't even looked. And the reason being is because I'm not sure if I'm going to repurchase. There is nothing wrong with a Hobonichi planner. There is nothing wrong with the system or the way it works. I just find, for me, I found it so overwhelming. Last year I had a memory planner, then I had a daily planner and a health planner, and I liked that more, but then I was not really paying much attention. This is meant to be a catch-all planner for where I dump everything, whether it's, you know, social media related, YouTube related, home related, personal related, and I found that overwhelming. So I don't think I will be repurchasing, but I don't think I'm going to be delving into that planner world as I have been this year, because it's just not fair on myself to put pressure on myself. And the way for me to stop doing that is to just take a break and take a breather, which I have done in the month of August, and it's given me a lot of time to think. I will try and continue on. So I will see. I'm going to take the next few months to decide and really put effort into them. Not so much putting effort as in like I'm going to use stickers and I'm going to decorate. No, I'm just going to use it as it's meant to be intended. Just plain write down my list, write down what I need to do, and take it from there. I don't think I've got like little pen tests. I've never found like the pens were so much of an issue. I mean, these were, let me think what the names were. The Artistry Lavender, but they feel like colouring in anyway. I did like the idea of adding some like a routine here, but I never got around to it. So that is the first planner, and this is the Hobonichi Techo A5. Okay, and then the next one we have is the Hobonichi Weekly. Is it the Paddington one? Yeah, I think it is. It's the Paddington Bear. You can see how long I've not actually used this for. Everything's falling apart. And it's the one with the little Paddington. I do love this size, and I did love it, and I think in hindsight this would have just been enough, but I wanted to use this as a financial planner, and I made this cover myself for it. And as you can see, it's pretty cute. Got a bead left over from something else. We started off in the, what is it, month of December. I decorated this one, and then I decorated January. This kit is from Designing Life D, and then after that I never did anything. That was the last time I was in this planner, and it's so cute. I think it's so sweet, this entire planner. I did have a savings challenge at the back, but we'll come back to that in a minute. And then I decided to, again, it's got the same type of format as the Hobonichi A5 Techo, but I thought it was going to be too small, so I left this as a way to mark down my running expenses, but you can see I never carried on, which is unfortunate. And then I got some kits from stickers from Josephine Bow Designs, and then I purchased these from a different shop. I can't quite think what the name is. I'm feeling a little bit blank. And I decorated them all the way up until February. Then I just started to use some plain washi tape, and I thought that would be perfect, but I never actually got stuck in. At the end here, I decided to create myself some saving challenges. I made these stickers and printed them out. I made these little penny savings challenges, and I don't even remember what I put the pennies to begin with, which I think are still super cute. I think I still could carry this on, but I don't know how far I'm going to get into the challenge. And then I had some extra space as well, and this is like a debt repayment tracker and other things that I wanted to try out. I wanted to see what I would spend each day, but again, that's something that I didn't do, which was unfortunate because this is such a cute little planner and I love it. And I think I did think about halfway through, when I got to about May, to maybe just keep this in my handbag and just use it as that, but then I never got around to it. And then the next planner we have is this Rosy Life planner, and it's an A5, and as you can see, this is a 6-month planner. Super cute, decorated it myself, had some stickers, got these monthly sections, and just one of them things again. Haven't even wrote my name in there, so maybe that's telling you a way that it went. These are from Josephine Bow Designs. Had a little section here, and then this was to mark down a year in pictures of what I wanted to do, not so much as physical pictures of myself, but things that I wanted to change and do. I wanted to mark down certain things, reading, how much TV I watched, things like that. Again, weight was a thing, how much times I left the house, getting dressed, planning time, 2025 in my reading era, which I was at the beginning of the year. And then again, something that I stopped. These were the monthly sections. This is very similar to the Hobonichi, except that it's on white paper. And then you have obviously the first 6 months, and then you start in like a weekly section. So again, very, very similar to the Hobonichi, and I did like it and I thought it was cool, but it was too much of like the same repetitiveness. Like what I would write in the Hobonichi would then be the same, even though it should have been like health wise, maybe like journaling. But then we have the daily sections, which again I could journal there, but I didn't. These were like the type of graphs that I made, and used. This was from, I'm just trying to think which shop it's from. So these are from Little Bloom Papery, really had to think about that. And these are like different journal variations she has. The little bob icons are from Little Bloom Papery too. And then these little stickers, medication stickers, these little journal graphs. And then I tracked medication, sleep, water, caffeine, movement, and self-care. Movement just in general in itself, because of course I'm in a wheelchair, so it still tracks movement, as in like whether you move a leg right or left, or you move an arm right or left. It's really weird. And then also mood, so like happy, content, calm, busy, okay. And at first it was fine. I also did like unplug, so how much I watched TV. Did I watch TV that day? Was I listening more to like audiobooks? Was I reading? Planner time, vlog binge, me time. I also then had a tidy up section. So I really wanted to get stuck in, marking time of the month down. And at first it seemed okay, and then you can see again the same thing happened. I just filled some weeks in, some weeks I didn't. Then I did a little bit of journaling, and then I think we got to February, and this was such a cute setup because it was from Stick with Kate, and I loved the pink, and this was from Josephine Bow Design. So combined it just made a really cute setup. You can see here these were from Little Bloom Papery mixture, and I just thought I absolutely loved the way that I set this up. Now with the Hobonichi itself, it's got that crinkly paper, so I was always annoyed at putting stickers down, but this is perfect for adding stickers. So you can see how I varied in setup. So like health journal, did I do it or not, plan with me, what I was grateful for, self-care, I had everything set up. And then of course in February we was hit with that bad news, and I know I could go back and redo it, but I really can't remember. I wasn't even in the mood to mark anything down, whether I had medication or not, let alone come back and try and fill all of this in. The only thing I did was just take a small journal, which I think I journaled a couple of times because I was there, pretty much all day waiting. And then as you carry on, it just continues on, and I haven't used it. So I think, these were to write down what kits I'm using. So I'm thinking about doing a secret project, and then at the end, this is what it was like. And this is so pretty. It's got a cover and everything. This was the first 6 months of the planner, and then we've got the remaining 6 months left. We started in July, so we're already July, August, September. But what I thought was, I'm not going to do any more this year. If I do decide that I want to, for example, use the planner, I am just going to, because I've got pretty much everything set up, I'm just going to start from February if I want to get back into that or not. If I don't, this planner will be then used as a brain dump planner for the remainder of the year, and the spare plan that I've got, I think I might just sell. It does have obviously the remainder 6 months on, but you can see how easy it is just to recover, and it's only small, so it's not like an entire sheet like Hobonichi has the day section, then it's got a little barcode. This is just a tiny bit that you have to cover up. So I'm thinking maybe I would sell that, maybe with the cover as well. So we will see when the time comes and if I do want to use it or not. So that is the Rosy Life planner, and this is in the blush. I think there was a couple of variations. I even made like a little bookmark for it, which I'm just going to pop back in. Okay, and then this one I have only just recently restarted using. I was using it in October of last year. This is a Harry Wright Designs, I think it's a B6 coiled planner. It is, and it's in black, and I think these were when I purchased some overstock boxes, or I think it was a mystery box, and I received one in there. And I like the fact that it's got Disney on there. This one you can't actually remove, but no problem. I kept it inside, I didn't use it, and then I started using it last year in October just to track down content planner, and I used that for quite a number of weeks. These are some stickers from Stick with Kate, and you can see it's just a way for me to just write down something that's not necessarily to share on social media. I did share the setups, but not initially the writing. And then November, again, created these stickers. These were from Stick with Kate, but then I decided to add a quotes page. Again, a monthly calendar with leftover stickers I tried to incorporate as well. And then I did a different type of setup, how to write design stickers, a bit of Stick with Kate. And then we've got, loving, reading, watching, favourites, highlight, next month. I really wanted to be and share, what I use, what I like, what I enjoy, but it didn't happen because last November I got super sick. So I just stopped. And then even when it concerned YouTube, I did all of the end of year new planners, beginning of the year, and then I just didn't do any more. And that was that. And that's alright too. So again, we've got some sections. I do like the way that this is set up. And then we will just carry on. As you can see, November should have been next month. And then we jump straight back into July. So this was July of this year, so July 2025. It's just written there. I used some marker pen. I haven't gone back in and filled in this. It's just a content planner to show what I share and when I share it. So for example, if I share this video, I'll put it on the 27th or whatnot. Just for a way to me to have somewhere to be able to write down what I'm doing for the day or the week. And then I had little setups daily, which I used some of and sometimes I didn't. And then I did little sections like catch-all planner, colour with me, reading journal. And then in the end, I decided that it was a bit of a waste of space to do all of that. I do love the yellow in this theme, and I just thought it was super cute. Okay, so the next thing we have is August, which was last month. And last month I am an ambassador for Under the Rowan Trees, the Rowan Tree Berry box. And I received this and I thought, well, what perfect way to use this. And I took in the yellow theme into August as well. I do have a setup, and again, this is empty because I like to fill it in at the end, not during. And I just did little sections here where I would just do little bits. You can see here, just write down what's going on, what I've got planned, and that was it. And again, you will see a pattern with me, and the pattern is usually when I don't feel good, when I'm not feeling well, I don't do anything. That leaves me with a lot of blank paper. So what I thought was, rather than plan ahead for next month, this again should have been the end of this month. So this month when we're coming, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just plan the monthly section, and then don't plan the days, but just plan the sections out, maybe like a week to 10 days in advance. And then I will add the days in as I'm using them. So for example, if I do Monday today, I'll fill in Monday, and I don't do tomorrow, so I won't fill in, I won't even mark down Tuesday. And then if I do Thursday, I'll put Thursday here, just to save a bit of paper, because I don't like doing that. So that's all of the current planners and like the ecosystem that I'm currently using. I'm not sure how ecosystem is, because a lot of paper and a lot of planners. And again, I would like to, what's the word, conserve that down. And then I did recently purchase a TN notebook, which is a traveler's notebook. I have a whole setup over on my YouTube channel, which I'll link for you as well. I just have been wanting one for quite a while, and I thought, would this be my solution? Because I wasn't using any of the planners, so I did a full video and a full setup. Oops, a daisy. I might end up having to take this off. So we've got some pins from Colour Cafe. I then use this beautiful purple vellum from Justin Bow Designs. I love the fact that you wouldn't expect it to have colour, and then you have a pop of colour, because rather than follow the norm or just, I've seen so many TNs which are absolutely stunning that then have this kind of brown dark theme. I thought I want this to be fun for me. So I designed and decorated it. I used whatever I had at home, leftovers, and which were nice, and to be able to actually use them. It says be kind, be brave, be you, keep moving forward. We've then got some stickers in here that I've popped in there, so I wanted to use for whatever month I started, which is going to be September now. And then it says my 2025 planner. This will be like my daily lists, my daily sections, anywhere or anything that I want to mark things down. I've then got another, I think these two were brown and I covered them. This one came with the planner and this one came with a different planner, so I decided to use it. And I thought this could just be general if I wanted to do a brain dump or I just wanted to journal in itself. Then added a little bit of washi, which if I can just take out, or is it this way? So I added some purple washi and some foiling just to kind of go with that theme, because my intention is and was that I wanted to just be on the go with this. We've then got some like other stickers that I've transferred onto just some backing paper, so when I am on the go I can use them. I then had some different washi paper which I thought would be fun for kind of like summer, and then the Coffee Monsters washi. And this is like a little insert that a friend sent me, so I thought I would use. We've got some empty pockets here. Again, I haven't used them yet, but I don't think I would, so they're just mainly there for decoration unless I do start to use them. And then we've got, it says sticker therapy, here we go again, 2025, and this should have been where I actually journal. So I'm not sure what the other one was for. Was it for list then maybe? No idea. So I wrote in pencil 17th of July 2025 and then just kept it blank. And that's something again was covered in kind of craft paper, but then I've covered it myself. And then at the end here we have a pencil, we've got a purple zebra marker, a pen, some scissors. There were some tweezers in here. These are some scissors that are broken and don't quite work well, but I still keep them in there because when they loosen I can just tighten them. Bit frustrating to cut, but it's fine. A little pencil sharpener, and then we come to the back, and I just love it. And I think that a couple of things. One, I'm either just going to leave this for the new year. Two, if I do take it out and journal outside, fine, but I don't think I will. Three, I'm hoping that all of them planners can replace this planner. And I say that in a way where I think I have an idea of what I'm going to be using for 2026. So you might see a repeat of this in my 2026 planner. But I just like it and I love it. But again, I've not had or made use of it as yet, which is a bit unfortunate and a bit sad. And I was really disappointed in myself throughout this entire process that I know I've not purchased new stickers or new things or new items. And I suppose the subscription box that I received from the Rowan Berry box, I'm an ambassador for them, so it's not something I'm physically purchasing, but this was a purchase I made, and it was £15, which is not the normal extensive amount that it is, and that's fine, which is why I justified it. But this is the only thing really that I've purchased this year. I've had a couple of things gifted to me which I'm going to keep for 2026, but this is my current kind of ecosystem planner chart where I'm up to. And I was disappointed for the entire month of August. I didn't plan a single thing. And then I got to thinking, I was thinking to myself, I have to give myself some leeway. I also have to decide what hobbies I'm going to take on and what I'm not going to take on, because being somebody who struggles with health, fatigue, and everything else that comes with that, it is very, very difficult. So I'm moving forward. I have lots of thoughts, but I'm going to put that in a completely different video. And just as I thought we were done, I think I have one more to share, or is it two more? And this is a kind of sewing planner, which I have sewed a few things this last month, but I'm not going to say I sewed them because I didn't. Actually, my partner did. and it was the Lila Panties underwear. He did that. So technically I put all the information down, and I've still got to add some like things, but I also have this journal, which is a Handwrite Designs notebook, and again I'm just going to use that and continue on. That's one more. And the final addition to my kind of planner ecosystem is my little Nintendo book. I purchased this, I think it was for 15p from Tesco, and I loved the green on it, and I thought, oh, what can I use it for? And then I found a use, and the use is to play Nintendo. I don't often play Nintendo because, again, all of the other things that I do, but I have, and I want to just mark down, you know, things about the game. If you've not heard of the game Tiny Bookshop, this is what I've been playing. I did share a little bit about this over on Instagram, and I think it's really fun and I like it, and I thought maybe I can just mark down where I'm at. So whether I play once in 6 months, this is just going to continue on from whenever I play the game, and it's just marking down any new skills or any new people that I meet, things like that. So that's that book. Now you're probably going to think you can't possibly have any more. So this one was one that I created and made myself at home. I created this outside, and then had a little pen attached, and then I had like the inhale exhale books, just as plain paper, and this is what I took with me to the hospital. We've got 2 books in there. And again, I just wrote some bits and pieces down, and this I think I might keep, but I might just sell because it's perfectly fine. I know it's not a name brand or something. I've decided that a lot of my planners I'm just going to either, if I'm not using them, I'm going to sell them secondhand, so that will come in handy too. I then have, I've left the sticker on it outside, this little mini, is it like what are these called, disc round planners, and I've got 2 of these, and I think they are, no, they're from 2 different shops. One I've got is from Stick with Kate, and the other one is from a different shop entirely. And this is my little recipes tracker, you know, just a book. I haven't started, I just put one recipe in, which was the loaf of bread. So this is something again that I'm going to continue to keep on for a long time. And again, I decorated it and I liked it, and I think it's super sweet and cute. And I think that's it. Aside from this one, which is a kind of scrapbook journal, and I wrote a letter to myself, and I just did 1 entry in it. I think that we're done. I do have an ink planner, and then maybe a little pocket planner or something like that, but I don't use them. So as you can see, I've got way too many planners and too many things going on. So I've decided that I'm going to sell some things that I don't no longer need. So I've got a lot of already still ring planners. I've then got some like mini Filofax. I've got lots of leftover notebooks and things that I've purchased or bought secondhand or have been gifted to me. So for 2026 I think I'm sorted, but also I don't want to waste. So for example, this will probably get taken into next year as well. So these are pretty much all of the planner systems that I have. If you do have any questions about anything, I've pretty much shared a video about every single one of these planners, or maybe some form of social media or some sort of post. So would this be called my planner stack or planner setup or my planner ecosystem? I'm not sure how economical it is or how eco-friendly it is for me or how calming it is, but this really kind of resonates with me because this is my mind. It's all over the place and too many things going on. So if I had to choose 2 planners, I think I would be removing all of these and just keep these 2 for now, and I just remove everything else. These 2 planners but I also really want to get stuck into this, but I'm not going to yet. So these two should be my content planner. This would be my catch-all planner, only because it's got 3 different sections, and if I stop thinking about sticker related items and sticker things, then maybe I might actually enjoy the planner more. But again, like, I do like to showcase and share, but I haven't been doing, and I don't think I will moving forward. So we will see how I get on. I might come back in November and see if any changes are made. Not so much chat about all the planners, but just chat about what I've changed or what I've used. And if you are purchasing from Hobonichi, leave a comment below letting me know what or a system that you're using or a system that you enjoy. I do like the Aura Estelle books too, and I also like the mini pocket versions. I think they're called passport versions, but I haven't purchased one as yet, and I don't think I want to. I think next year I might just use what I have, go back to a coil planner, maybe go back to memory planning. But again, I'm going to do a lot of pros and cons videos. Pros and cons for myself, maybe share a video with you too. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it doesn't sound like a bit of a ramble. Again, if you have any questions in regards to anything, whether that's health related, or you want to ask me any questions or know anything, or you want me to share in depth or in detail about a certain planner, then let me know in the comments box below. If you'd like to see a particular video from me, again, that's something that I'm more than happy to share and sit down. Now, this may be one of the last videos you see for a while. Like I said, husband's waiting for surgery, so am I. I'm waiting for my procedure. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel afterwards, so I will try and do like other videos in between that I've already pre-recorded. I've got like my sticker collection, I've got some colour along with me's. There's little bits and pieces like that which I think would be, nice to be able to share whilst I'm recovering, so you're kind of not getting a long gap from me. So I hope this explains where I've been, what I've currently been using, my thoughts as it is today, and probably my thoughts in the future too. Well, if you're not already following me on my social media accounts, you can go ahead and follow me at Mycreativechroniclife, and you can also click the subscribe button to receive notifications of upcoming videos. And I also now have a website where I share blog posts, I share free resources every month, so you can get screen protectors, screensavers. You can also get like book related items, maybe like a comfort checklist, a to-do list, various things depending on what's going on. If you want anything particular, let me know as well. I also have a section on the website where I share my stories. I do like to write. I've been a writer for many years, but haven't physically shared anything, and I recently started as a way to help me process things that I've got going on. So it's called MCCL Stories. If you want to see that, I'll leave that in the description box below. And if you want to visit the website, it's mycreativechroniclife.co.uk. Well, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.